Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the brand new Academy Pack colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is black in color with black strings, features a Volt yellow Nike swoosh on one side and your Volt Nike football branding on the other. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at these blacked out Nike Mercurial Vapor 10s that look absolutely fantastic. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the colorway itself. We're also going to be going into detail on the overall performance and just general tech specs of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10. So if you're interested in learning more about this particular shoe, please stick around and watch the entire video. And if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, they are still currently available in pretty much every size. If you check out the review page on my website, it'll be the very first link down below in the description. You'll find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes that allow you to pick up the Vapor 10 below its normal retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now as you guys can see, these things are mostly blacked out and they are part of the Nike Academy Pack. The reason why Nike has given it that name is because most academies actually require all of their players to wear mostly black or fully blacked out shoes. And that's because they want their players standing out for their ability to play and not so much because of their choice of brightly colored footwear. So of course you don't have to play an academy to wear these colorways. If you're a fan of blackouts, I think there's a lot to like here. And I think the Academy Pack as a whole across all four Nike silos looks really, really good. Personally, I was a big fan of the Academy Pack Superfly 4, which is what I have right here. I thought it was the best looking of the pack just based on what I've seen online. But in person, I have to say the Vapor 10 really does look the part. You're going to find that the upper does have kind of like a semi-shiny finish to the entire upper. Of course, it does have that little added element of kind of texturing due to the actual micro texturing on the Teijin synthetic itself. You're going to find that you have more of a matte finish inside the actual Nike swooshes, and then of course a shiny finish outlining them, which kind of makes it stand out just a little bit. You also have a shiny finish going across the top where the tongue would normally be. Of course, it's just a one-piece upper, black laces, black heel liner. You do have your shiny Mercurial branding in black going across the back of the shoe. The entire sole plate is black with that little bit of sparkle, which looks really, really good. And then of course you're going to find your Volt yellow accents in the tips of the studs as well as in the insole. So overall, if you're looking for a nice blacked out colorway, you really can't go wrong with the Academy Pack in general. And if you're looking at the Mercurials, both the Superfly 4 and the Vapor 10 both look really, really good. Just depends on which type of feel that you're looking for. So that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned. And next we'll move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Vapor 10 is a fantastic shoe that unfortunately has been overshadowed by the Superfly 4, mainly because they were released alongside each other. Now in the case of the Vapor 10, we're going to go over all of the basic tech specs that you should know in today's video, but if you guys are looking for as many details as possible on the overall fit, feel, and performance, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. That'll be the first link down below in the description, and I'll also leave an annotation on screen to my playtest of the Vapor 10, as well as my comparison between the Superfly 4 and the Vapor 10 if you're having a hard time deciding between either of those two shoes. So again, if you want that extra information, link in the description, annotations on screen, go ahead and check it out. So, Vapor 10, I would really describe it in 3 words: light, thin, and responsive. It really is a fantastic shoe, and if you're trying to decide between the Superfly 4 and the Vapor 10, it is by far the more traditional Mercurial experience, where the Superfly 4 is kind of its own thing. It doesn't really compare to previous Mercurials or really anything else other than maybe the Magista Obra. So with the Vapor 10, you're getting a one-piece construction for the upper. It's still made from Teijin synthetic, which we've come to expect from the Vapor line ever since the Vapor 3. The difference this time around is that the Teijin that they've used is extremely thin. This is the thinnest Vapor Nike has ever put out, and in comparison to everything else on the market right now, I would say that this is the thinnest shoe. So if you're looking for the thinnest of thin, the most premium barefoot feel that money can buy, the Vapor 10 should be at the top of your list because it's very impressive. Now, despite how thin the upper actually is, it's surprisingly soft and flexible, and it does have an internal fused on support frame, which you can very faintly see here on the outside. You can see it's fused on the inside. A little bit difficult to show you guys because I can't actually open it up, but I can assure you that the actual fused on cage is inside the shoe, and it does a really good job of maintaining the softness and just flexibility of the upper, adding very minimal extra bulk, but also reinforcing the upper in such a way that it feels very responsive. There's next to no rollover in the shoe, which is really, really good considering how thin it actually is. So when you are making those quick cuts and changes of direction, you get a one-to-one sensation where the shoe reacts the instant that you do, and that's really, really positive from any type of thin, lightweight shoe. The thinner you make a shoe, generally the more rollover it's going to have. This doesn't have flywire, doesn't have brio cables, doesn't have really any special reinforcement here, but it actually does work extremely well as far as just being nice and stable and tight as it wraps your foot. So when you pull the laces tight, you get that nice, secure, locked-in sensation. You are going to have a one-piece construction to the upper, so you have no overlapping materials, technically no tongue. This part through the middle here does have a slightly stretchier kind of feel to it, so it wraps your foot really nicely. It has an elasticated sensation to a certain extent, a little bit like what you're going to find on the Superfly 4, but not quite to the same extreme and not quite the same feel either. But like I said, it really does make for a nice, secure sensation when the shoes are on your feet. As far as the finish of the upper is concerned, it does have the new micro texturing, which is a very fine texturing. As you guys can see, it just adds a little bit of additional grip on the ball, just not to leave the upper completely slick. And of course, it's also finished off with ACC all conditions control. You can see the branding right there on the top of the shoe, which acts as your wet control element. And as far as grip on the ball in wet weather is concerned, this is one of the better ultra thin shoes out there on the market. You do have a standard low cut Mercurial design right here at the back of the shoe, internal plastic heel counter, smooth synthetic leather lining material with a decent amount of padding. Step-in comfort is not an issue here. I would actually go as far to say that the Vapor 10 is the most comfortable Mercurial Vapor Nike has ever put out. The insole is fully removable. I'll give you guys a quick look at that. It features a mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, and it's just a single layer of this black foam. Nothing too fancy, but it does get the job done. And then moving on to the sole plate and stud pattern. The sole plate is pretty much the same shape as the carbon fiber sole plate you're going to find on the Superfly 4, and actually feels pretty much exactly the same as well, despite it not being carbon fiber. Instead, it's actually a compressed nylon material that's relatively thin, but very, very flexible, which is nice. Definitely not as stiff as what we got from the Vapor 8 as well as the Vapor 9, which some people may view as a negative thing. I personally view it as a more positive thing. I like the extra flexibility. I just find it a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more natural to actually run in. They're more comfortable from right out of the box due to the extra flexibility as well. And then as far as the stud pattern is concerned, same stud pattern you're going to find across the entire current Mercurial lineup. 4 studs in the heel, all your bladed studs here in the forefoot that really just make for aggressive multi-directional traction. So whether you're pushing off in a forward direction or pushing off in lateral directions, you pretty much have grip no matter which way that you're going, and it's really, really aggressive. So if you like that kind of extreme bite when you're pushing off in pretty much any direction, you're going to like what you get from this Mercurial stud pattern. So that's pretty much it as far as the Vapor 10 is concerned. Again, it really does have a lot to offer if you're looking for something that is thin, lightweight, and responsive. One of the best shoes on the market if that is the criteria that you're looking for. As far as weight is concerned, the Vapor 10 is not only Nike's lightest shoe at the moment, it's actually one of the lightest shoes on the market at the moment. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.2 ounces, which is almost a full ounce less than the Superfly 4 in the exact same size. So while the Superfly 4 does cost almost $100 more, it's not as light as the Vapor 10. So just please keep that in mind. The equivalent of 6.2 ounces in grams is 175 grams. So again, if you're looking for an ultra lightweight, kind of tight, responsive sensation in terms of how the shoes fit and feel on your feet, the Vapor 10 is a very, very solid option, not only in terms of what Nike has offered from the Mercurial line, but in comparison to everything else out there on the market as well. All right, so here is a look at the Academy Pack Vapor 10s on feet. On my left foot, I have the black laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of reflective neon yellow SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, check out the website sr4ulaces.com. You'll find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, it's a Vapor 10, it's thin, it has a very tight fit across your entire foot, and at the same same time remains surprisingly comfortable and flexible. There's very minimal break-in time required with this shoe, which is a big change coming from the Vapor 8 and the Vapor 9, which were very stiff and somewhat uncomfortable shoes at first. But once you broke them in and got used to how they felt, they were relatively comfortable. But with these, like I said, break-in time really isn't an issue here. They fit extremely well from right out of the box. I know not everybody is a huge fan of the new one-piece design, but if you have the proper foot for it, it wraps your foot really, really nicely and just makes for a nice one-to-one kind of seamless sensation when you're actually wearing these things. I don't want to call them sock-like because the material certainly isn't overly flexible, doesn't feel like Flyknit or anything like that, but they are very, very comfortable given what the material actually is. So they're thin, they're comfortable, they're very, very flexible. It does, of course, have a tighter fit due to this one-piece design, so if you do have wide feet of any kind, these are really not going to fit you well at all. I'm about an average width foot, slightly flat-footed as well, and I'm pretty much at the max of what this shoe can handle, as you guys can see, just based on how they fit me. So again, if you do have really wide feet, definitely not the best option for you. You're not really going to get much stretch out of this shoe either. The way they fit from right out of the box is the way that they're going to fit for their entire lifespan. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Academy Pack Nike Mercurial Vapor 10. Again, if you guys are interested in more information on the overall fit, feel, and performance, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Also on that review page, you will find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick up these guys below their normal retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. If you guys have any questions at all regarding the Vapor 10, leave them down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.